Hello and good morning. I know this is the same pack of paper from yesterday, but what I decided to show today is, uh, I can do this, is some things that I have been collecting recently for the boho journals I want to make for myself. Um, I was kind of aiming at making 6 for next year, that one would last for 2 months, and so I would only need 6 for the whole year. But it's probably looking like it would be mid-year next year or 2021 at the earliest for this. I had some things that I had saved up for myself, um, and I had some people over kind of for a crafting afternoon, which I probably will never do again because I had showed the box of things, and I'm not saying somebody 100% walked away with it, because I do misplace things and I can't find them, and my glue is the most obvious recent example. But I know where it was and I know where it wasn't when the people left. So I've kind of given up on looking for that stuff. If I find it, then I'm a horrible person for even thinking that, but I don't think that I will. So this is my most recent iteration of what I'm going to, of things that I've been kind of collecting up with the boho theme in mind. So we'll just get right to that. A lot of it's bits of fabric, but obviously this paper pack that I showed you in the video that I posted yesterday. Really love these papers. And when I watched the video back, I noticed that the colors, I'm sorry for the flashing. I didn't have the lights turned up very well, but the colors are much brighter than they were coming off on the video, much more vibrant. They were kind of washed out and they looked slightly off tint for the color that they are. But so I have this pad of paper that I just got, and there's nothing used out of it. I did use some of this for some projects that I worked on, and it's mostly orange papers. I really love orange and pink together. And some of these will be used for the boho journal, and some of them won't, but I love the paper, and this is all cardstock. I've used this. I'll just do like really quick. There's less than half the pack left. I did use it for a couple. I really like this, although I don't know that I feel that that's boho. But some of these papers I think will also work. And so this is one that I've had for a while. This is one I just got. And then these will be mostly for creepy, spooky kind of journals. But these are some papers I got at a Patty live sale. She was destashing some, it's scrapbooking paper, that's what it is. Like this one could probably used for a boho journal. Elements in a lot of them can be used, but I got these from a Patty live, so I think this one could be used. So not exclusively for that purpose. There's 2 of those, and this has skulls on it. But I think a few of them could, or at least elements from some of them, could definitely be used in a boho journal. So just thought I'd do a quick run through of that. Boho is one of my favorite. It resonates with my soul. If I could, aside from the hoarding aspect of crafting, I could easily see myself living in a van or a camper and just traveling. Of course, you need money to do that. It's not like, back in the day when you could just live out of your car in campgrounds and kind of squatting on people's property, that sort of thing. And I do really love crafting, but I could also totally see myself just disappearing from the mainstream world and kind of doing my own thing. I do like that kind of lifestyle, and I have that kind of soul. I've largely fulfilled it by having been born into a family that was a military family, and that kind of traveling, desire to move, experience new things. It's been a lifelong trend. I've been um, fortunate enough in my life that I have gotten to travel because my father was in the military, that I have lived in several national parks because in my early 20s, I just by pure dumb luck went to a job fair, and one of the things that they had at this hotel convention center was a representative from Grand Canyon National Park Lodges. Used to be Fred Harvey, and now I think it's Xanterra um, that owns the concession. If you don't know what you want to do in your life, I really strongly, without hesitation, what did I do with those fabrics? I can do this. Oh, there they are. Okay. Recommend getting a job in national parks. It is dorm style living. They do have some couples housing, also dorm style, or at least they did back when I was working there, which would have been the early to mid 80s. It's a wonderful experience. It's a very close knit community. There can be a party atmosphere to it, but it was really such an amazing experience. You get to live in the national park. You work for the concession, which is the hotel in most parks. You know, the hotel, the restaurants, they offer, um, they lease the rights to do that through the park service. But you can usually you have to enter into the company through either food, basic food service like dishwashing and stuff like that, or basic hotel, which would be housekeeping. But you can work your way up and you can try all different things. They have laundry, all kinds of restaurant stuff. For example, at the Grand Canyon, they have everything from a cafeteria style restaurant to a 5-star, or at least it was at the time, a 5-star fine dining. And they had 3 or 4 hotels. So it's an excellent way if you have a kid who's just over. You have to be at least 18 to work there. Or if you're retired and you live in like an RV, or you don't mind dorm living, it's a great supplemental income for retired people, and it's an excellent starting point for maybe young people who don't want to go to college or don't know if they want to go to college, didn't have the opportunity to do maybe a vocational school, because that is becoming more of a thing now, um, but needs to work, for money, obviously. The dorm living is cheap. Meals are included or cheap. Um, and while you do have to start as either a housekeeper, making beds, cleaning rooms, scrubbing toilets, or washing dishes in the kitchen, there's front desk staff, there's management, there's they had a PBX system when I worked there. I don't know if they still have it, and that's answering the phone. Welcome or thank you for calling Grand Canyon National Park Lodges. How may I direct your call? That sort of thing. I did that for many years at many hotels. Um, but it is a great way to start. If you're young and you don't know what you like, you can sample all kinds of things, starting from the bottom and working your way around. Front desk, housekeeping. You could wash dishes. You could be a food server. You could be a line cook. You could be a prep cook. There's just many, many, many opportunities. So, yeah, if you're retired or you're young, or even if you're just in the middle of your life and you're not tethered, they don't have much in the way of family living unless you want to live in an RV, or you can get a management position. If you have that kind of experience, then the housing is small. I will tell you that you're not going to find any big housing in national parks, but it's an excellent opportunity. And if you don't really have much strings attached to your life, it's a good way to travel around. A number of the parks are seasonal. A few of them are year-round. Grand Canyon's one of the ones that's year-round. For example, I worked at Sequoia National Park in Kings Canyon. That only runs for a few months a year. I think Yosemite runs year-round. Yellowstone, I do believe, also works year-round. So there are some that are year round, but most of them are seasonal. And if you're just looking to make some money and be in a national park in the summer, it's a good way to go. Thank you for the time to have this PSA on the national park concessions. I just had such a wonderful experience, and I know many people who did. I got to live in 5 different national parks. I have been to several foreign countries. I've been to most of the United States. In my life, between being a military brat as a child and working in national parks as an adult, and then just having a bit of my own wanderlust, um, and being willing to just pick up stakes and move. So that's about that. Let's get back to the boho journals. This piece came from one of Miss Pearl's sales that I went to. I think it would be really great on a spine or on the cover, you know, along the bottom. It's a great beaded piece. I'm sure it was originally part of a sari, probably a border or a tie of some kind. Love the color. Love the detail work. It's super fun. Um, this was at the last sale of pearls that I went to, and it may be the last sale that she had recently. But I actually have missed a number of things. But I got 3 pieces of sari silk from her. They were $8 and $9, I think. But look at those colors. Isn't that gorgeous? So this one is greens and oranges, and I think, yeah, there, look at that. On this side, there is all that beautiful embellishment. So this is just amazing to me. There are some places where it's missing the little sequin thing. I could glue more on, or I could just live with it the way it is, because, you know, the wear and tear is part of what makes it beautiful and appealing to me. Somebody had this garment before and they wore and they loved it, obviously. And then this one is pinks and oranges, which is one of my favorite color combos, with some gold on there, or bronze. This is bronzy. That's a little silver, and then so yeah, I thought it was orange, but it's pink, silver, and bronze color. So that is super fun to me. The top part is pretty basic, but the bottom is pretty cool. I could see that on a cover as well, or along the bottom, or at the top and bottom of a cover. It has possibilities. So there's that one. And there's one more piece down here. Let me pull that out. So, and this one is kind of a burgundy red color, with some orange and gold down here. And then it's got little, up this side and here, it's got some, just like a little track of a design. Most of it is just the plain burgundy reddish color. But I felt fortunate to get the opportunity to snag up some of this. And so those will definitely be used in boho journals, probably as part of the covers. And these are the, I have some other lace from Pearl that I have showed before that I am in love with. These were the chair tiebacks that she had at the last sale that I went to. And I got 7 of them. And they're in a variety of designs. I won't unfold all of them, and this isn't even all of them. So some of this will also wind up in the journals, just because lace, to a certain extent, does remind me of boho. I will probably dye some of this black and some of it brown, just because I associate black and like chocolate brown as boho colors. Now this is it's the only thing I've ever bought from Katie Tribe of 5. Her sales are on Tuesday, and I didn't realize she was having sales, and her proceeds go to a charity that provides art supplies for disabled people who enjoy crafts, which is a wonderful cause. I think that is amazing. I can't remember what she calls them. But I will link. It's every Tuesday. Let me double check the time. You know, I'll put the link down below, but it's every Tuesday. And she has a variety of items, and they always start off inexpensively, and it goes to a great cause. And the people in that community are super amazing. So if you are interested in getting some amazing craft supplies. She doesn't just offer fabric, she offers all kinds of things. And so I highly, highly recommend it. This is a piece of upholstery fabric, and I can totally see this on a boho journal. It's just about enough for a cover on a smaller journal, but I love that fabric, and I can see it layered with other fabrics. She sent along this piece of lace. I think this was tying the things together, you know, and lace is always appreciated in my world. And here's a piece of floral. Totally could see that on a boho journal. I love the texture of that. It's so fun and nubbly. So I got 3 pieces. I think it's 3 pieces. 4 pieces. Plus that lace that tied it all together. And I'm not sure what I paid, but it was less than $10 for the item. I think it was a little bit more than that with shipping, but super economical for you know, 4 decent sized pieces of upholstery fabric. Luscious, rich. I can see this layered. So I just see these as boho. You could probably do shabby chic with them too. Although I tend to think of white and cream and lighter tan colors as shabby chic. And then here's the last piece, and this is the biggest piece. And this is just gorgeous. I'm really happy with this purchase. And if I weren't boycotting all sales at the moment for financial reasons because I want to move, I would return again and again to her auctions because it's for a good cause, one, but she does also offer everything at a super reasonable price. And these are some more of those chair tiebacks. It just got mixed in weird. The other thing is this navy piece of lace that I got from Natasha. It's a little stretchy, but I really like that, and I can see that also on a boho journal, or as accents on tags. I can see having lots and lots of fun with this. And it's my only blue piece of lace. I love it. I feel very lucky to have gotten that. This is a napkin that I got from Natasha's, and this is not for boho. I don't know why it's in here, but I'll go ahead and show that. I probably actually will use this side. I like that in a fall themed journal for myself coming up. But I love this. I love the design on the other side, but I really like the look of this side of the fabric. And I maybe should have bought 2, but I really shouldn't have been buying at all. So I will deal with my one little napkin, but that's going to be for a fall themed journal. And I can sort of see this as boho. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with it. I included it in the pile because it's definitely a maybe. And it's got some pink contamination on it. But, you know, all the more boho. Things that are slightly, you know, nothing boho is brand new and shiny and perfect. I see boho as kind of worn and tattered and scrumptious, comfy, sheer, either with the, like a lot of this is, like the upholstery fabric is all muted, and I see that as boho, but I also see the sari silk as a boho look, because I also associate bright, you know, loud colors as, which I talked about with that paper pack. This is mine. It was for many years, and it finally got so thin that it started to rip. So I'm going to use this as part of a journal as kind of, it's got like a lacy border that's all wearing out on it, like a beaded sort of loopy thing. And it was, I think, mostly on the corner. Yeah, it was on the corners, and it's on a couple of the corners. It's almost totally gone. So, but yeah, I'll use that, and it's super sheer, so I would probably layer it over something else, but it's too fun not to use. But it is totally like ripping away from just one day. It was all over. It was never very thick to begin with, and I have had it and used it for many years, probably more than 10. So let me just try and fold this up a little bit, even though it's not really cooperating with me because it's all droopy in one part. And then I have these were some pieces that I bought. This one of them is damaged. It has a big tear in it. But let me see if I can just get the general. These were big, like they're either meant to go on a bed or hang on a wall. Let's see if I can get you so that you can see kind of a sample of it. So this one is kind of a tealy green and purple. It's got some floral. It's got a little bit of paisley over here. There are some elephants on it right here. So it's a really big piece of fabric. I may cut it down and offer some of it on one of my videos, just because there is so much of it. Oh, don't be angry that I put stuff on there. I'm sorry, computer. So that's one of them that I have. And I'm just kind of trying to ball it up until I can fold it later. And then I have a second one like that. So it's different color. This is a navy and the kind of teal color with some blue. Got the same floral kind of pattern. There's a little bit of the paisley right there. I don't know if this one has elephants on it. Let me see what we've got going on in here. No elephants, I don't think. Yeah, this one is mostly, it goes in a circle, obviously, because it's a mandala. But you get the paisleys and the flowers here. And these flowers, oh, no, I lied. Look, there are some elephants right there. So there are some elephants on it in one of the circles. So it just kind of goes in. And I'm not sure what's in the middle, but I don't want to unfold it out. And these are a heavier fabric, so they would provide a very good sturdy base on a journal, for sure. And then I have these two. I have some other colors, but they're put away in the closet in a box, and I didn't want to unwrap it or unbox it. Let me move this out of the way. Oops, and there it goes on the floor. At least that one piece. So there's this color, and it's kind of a mandala too. So it's purple in the middle, and then it radiates out yellow, orange, all on the blue background. Oops, and paintbrushes going everywhere, and pieces of paper, because my desk is always messy. And then that's the border right there. More elephants. And then the last piece I have to show you is this hot pink, and it's got a navy print on it. Elephants. All of them have elephants. And then, so there's that. It's yellow, orange, and then it goes out to the pink with the blue border, and then elephants are kind of many colored. So that's kind of what I have. The last thing is this black lace, and this will be for the haunted, creepy, spooky journals as well. I have this, so I like the fringe. There's a couple other kinds that are similar to this that I want to get. There's one that has some tassels. But I thought that was very fun, and I could totally see that either on a boho journal or haunted, creepy, spooky, maybe kind of a more elegant one. But I love this trim, and I want to get some eventually. It's not like I can run out and buy all this stuff tomorrow. But my ultimate goal, let me see if I can find you something more interesting to look at while I wrap this up. I'll just put this paper stack back up here so it's not my awful desk. Things I want to add are some, when I showed that piece of kind of peachy, dusty pink lace that was on that one collage that I did for the Rocky Horror Picture Show, I'd like some of that lace that's that wide and that scrumptious in both like a burgundy wine color, in a black color, and also in a chocolate brown, if I can find it for reasonable prices, obviously. I do want to get some sari silk ribbon, I have my eye on a couple that are not too terribly expensive, and it's not like Sari Silk is going to go away. And it may behoove me to wait because Sari Silk is very, very popular right now. So the prices are being driven up across the board everywhere that you can find it. And these things in the crafty world go in cycles. So if I bide my time a little bit and I'm not over anxious about making a move on this boho journal set, I may be able to find some additional things by waiting it out at the thrift store or watching on eBay for good deals. And if I don't feel like I have to go out and get it all right now, and then that's probably better for me in the long run financially. And maybe I'll find some really, really cool things that I haven't even considered before. I definitely would like to add some other papers. I would like some that are the 110 GSM as opposed to the 200. Just because I don't want everything to be super thick and cardstock. I do like very much the 110 GSM in journals as well. I like the flexibility of it. I feel like it has more multi-purpose usability. And then obviously I need to find, which I haven't really looked into because I don't necessarily want to use digital prints. I think I want to search out some vintage things, postcards, and maybe some books with images of Bohemian life and Romney people possibly. But I want to look for tangible physical items as opposed to digitals that just about anybody can have. And yes, if I get out of a book, other people may have it, but it's not as likely as if I go out and buy big name seller X's Bohemian kit that 500 other people already have. And I'm not saying that is a bad thing or that it's wrong. I'm just saying I'm a little bit old school. I want to touch it and feel it. I don't necessarily want to put it out on my computer. And that's not to say that I don't own digitals, because I do. I love digitals, actually. But they are so super popular right now, and I don't have the right printer for that. I have to send mine out and have them printed at Staples or through someplace online that then mails them to me, because I don't have a printer that does it economically. So that's kind of things that are quote unquote holding me up. But I don't mean that in a bad way. This journal set is going to be a journey, and I want to enjoy the journey to the Bohemian journals as much as I enjoy making them and then subsequently using them. So, that's kind of what I have in mind and what I wanted to share with you today. I did also want to mention, and I probably should have done this at the beginning, I will put a link in my description box. Johni from Junk Journal Shop is less than 30 people away from hitting her 1,000. And since they took away Hangouts, I know some people are struggling with their live streams because they can't use their phones now unless they find an app they like and they test the app. They cannot use their phones to live stream without having 1,000 subscribers. So she is only 30 away. I'm not saying just go out and subscribe to her to get her to 30. She makes very beautiful, amazing quality, beautiful junk journals. She has an Etsy shop, and I will link all that in my description box. If you think you might be interested in her channel, please go and check out a couple of videos and really see what her channel is about and give it a shot. Watch a video or two, and if you like it, click that red subscribe button and hit the bell. She's on reasonably often. She does live streaming. She's offering a class on making a journal out of piano rolls. So if you have purchased a piano roll and then you got it home and you're like, well, what am I going to do with this? I'm not really sure. She does have a class available. I think it's $49, but don't hold me to it. She does have a video about that on her YouTube channel, and she has kits to go with it if you don't already have a piano roll in her Etsy shop. The class itself is through Teachable, and I watched the video. The journal is gorgeous. She shows you how to make it every step of the way. I think if you buy the kit, just about everything you need is included. But I really enjoy her content. I enjoy her as a human being. She's pretty awesome. So if you are so inclined, I realize I don't have many subscribers and I won't get her over the 30. But if even one or two of you just go watch a couple of her videos, that's a strike in the right direction. It increases her watch time. It gets her a little exposure. Maybe you'll mention it to somebody else. Um, so I will have the links for the things I talked about in this video in my description box. And let's see how we're doing for time, because I'm feeling like this is a wrap up. We're right at 30 minutes. So I feel like that was probably a little long, but it is what it is. If you have watched all the way to the end in my ramble, thanks so much. I do hope you will pop over to Johni's and check out her channel and maybe subscribe and help her get up to, excuse me, up to those 1,000 subscriptions so that she can stream directly from her phone. I know for a lot of people that is just the easiest, most pragmatic way to do it, and you get an awesome video quality and you don't have so much images with the autofocus and all that. So I hope that you will maybe give that a shot. I hope that whatever day you are watching this, whatever the time of day it is, that you are having an amazing time, that your life is filled with things that bring you joy and happiness. Tomorrow's Monday and I'm looking forward to it. I know, weird, right? I like the beginning of the week. I like the early morning hours. I like the newness, the way it feels. So I hope that you have a lovely week this coming week. If it's not Monday, then I hope you're having a whatever day of the week it is, time of the year, that it's an amazing thing for you. I will see you all in the next video, and I wish you happy crafting.